Hey everyone, Graham Stephan here. Today, I want to take you on a journey through one of the most influential personal finance books of our time. A book that shaped the way millions of people think about money, work, and wealth. Whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or you're looking to level up your money mindset, this story is packed with lessons that can change your life. Today, we're diving into a personal finance classic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This isn't just another book about saving money or budgeting. It's a story that challenges the very foundation of how we think about earning, spending, and investing. It's a book that sparked countless debates and inspired readers to question the financial advice they've grown up hearing. At the heart of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the story of young Robert, who grew up with two father figures. On one side, there's his biological father, whom he calls his poor dad. On the other, there's his best friend's father, who becomes his mentor and is known as his rich dad. These two men couldn't have been more different, and their contrasting perspectives on money set the stage for Robert's lifelong education in finance. Both dads were successful in their own right, but they held vastly different views about money, success, and what it means to be wealthy. Poor Dad was the epitome of the traditional path. He was highly educated, held a stable government job, and believed in the power of academic achievement. Rich Dad, meanwhile, was a self-made entrepreneur who built his wealth through business and investments, often taking risks that Poor Dad would never consider. Poor Dad, with his impressive degrees and steady paycheck, always encouraged Robert to work hard in school, get good grades, and find a secure, well-paying job. He believed that the key to financial security was climbing the corporate ladder, earning promotions, and sticking with a single employer for as long as possible. To him, a stable job was the ultimate goal, and he saw money as something to be earned through diligent effort and careful planning. He saw money as something to be earned through hard work and spent cautiously. Every dollar was accounted for, and he believed in living within his means, saving for retirement, and avoiding unnecessary risks. Poor Dad's approach was all about security and predictability. He wanted to make sure his family was always taken care of, even if it meant sacrificing bigger dreams or opportunities. This mindset is one that many of us can relate to. Maybe you grew up hearing similar advice. Go to school, get a good job, save your money, and you'll be set for life. It's a path that feels safe, but as Kiyosaki points out, it can also be limiting. It often leads to a cycle where people work harder and harder, but never truly achieve financial freedom. Rich Dad, on the other hand, was a self-made entrepreneur who emphasized financial literacy. He taught Robert that understanding how money works is far more important than simply working for money. Instead of focusing on earning a paycheck, Rich Dad encouraged Robert to learn how to make money work for him. He believed that true wealth comes from building assets, things that generate income even when you're not actively working. Rich Dad's lessons went beyond just making money. He stressed the importance of financial education, learning about investing, understanding taxes, and recognizing opportunities that others might overlook. He pushed Robert to ask questions, seek mentors, and never stop learning about how to grow his wealth. He believed in building assets that generate passive income, allowing money to work for him instead of the other way around. This meant investing in real estate, starting businesses, and acquiring assets that would continue to pay him long after the initial effort was made. For Rich Dad, financial freedom wasn't about how much you earned, but about how much your money could earn for you. The contrast between these two perspectives is what makes Rich Dad, Poor Dad so powerful. It challenges us to rethink our own beliefs about money, and to consider whether we're following the path of security or the path of opportunity. Are we working for money, or are we learning how to make money work for us? That's the question at the heart of this timeless tale. The book invites us to take a closer look at the beliefs and attitudes we hold about money, beliefs that are often passed down from generation to generation, rarely questioned, and deeply ingrained in our daily lives. It highlights the starkly different mindsets that people can have towards wealth, and how these mindsets can shape not only our financial decisions, but also our entire approach to life and opportunity. For example, Robert's poor dad, who represented the conventional wisdom of the time, often repeated the phrase, "Money is the root of all evil." This belief reflected a sense of caution, even fear, around the pursuit of wealth. It suggested that seeking money was somehow morally questionable, and that financial ambition could lead to negative consequences. Poor Dad's perspective was shaped by his experiences and the values he grew up with. values that prioritized job security, steady paychecks, and living within one's means, even if it meant sacrificing dreams or opportunities. In contrast, Rich Dad offered a radically different viewpoint. He believed, the lack of money is the root of all evil. To him, it wasn't money itself that caused problems, but rather the absence of financial education and resources. Rich Dad saw money as a tool, something that, when understood and managed wisely, could open doors, create freedom, and empower people to help others. He encouraged Robert to see money not as something to be feared or avoided, but as something to be mastered. These two contrasting views didn't just influence how each man talked about money, they shaped their daily habits, their willingness to take risks, and ultimately their financial outcomes. Poor Dad's cautious approach led to a life of financial struggle and missed opportunities, while Rich Dad's proactive mindset fostered growth, learning, and long-term wealth. The book shows how our beliefs about money can either limit us or set us free, depending on which perspective we choose to adopt. Rich Dad emphasized that true financial security doesn't come from simply earning a high salary or working harder at a traditional job. Instead, it comes from understanding how money works, how to make it grow, how to invest it wisely, and how to create multiple streams of income. He taught that financial intelligence is the real key to security, and that anyone can develop it with the right mindset and education. By challenging Robert to question the conventional wisdom about money, Rich Dad encouraged him, and all of us, to think differently about building wealth. He urged us to be curious, to seek out new knowledge, and to never accept financial limitations as inevitable. In doing so, the book inspires readers to break free from old patterns and to start building a future defined by possibility, confidence, and true financial independence. One of the most powerful lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the idea that financial education is your ultimate secret weapon when it comes to building wealth. While many people focus on earning more money or getting a higher paying job, Rich Dad emphasized that true financial success starts with understanding how money works. It's not just about how much you make, but how much you know about making your money work for you. Rich Dad believed that financial literacy is crucial for building wealth regardless of your income level. He taught that anyone, no matter where they start, can change their financial future by learning the basics of money management, investing, and understanding assets versus liabilities. This means that even if you don't come from a wealthy background, you can still achieve financial freedom by making smart choices and continuously educating yourself. He stressed the importance of understanding financial statements, investing, and managing cash flow. By learning how to read balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow reports, you gain the ability to see where your money is going and how to make it grow. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to look beyond just saving money, and instead focus on how to make money work for him through smart investments and careful analysis. He taught Robert that financial knowledge is power. With the right knowledge, you can spot opportunities that others might miss, and you can avoid the traps that keep so many people stuck in the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Financial education gives you the confidence to take calculated risks, ask the right questions, and seek out mentors who can help you grow. It empowers you to make informed decisions about your money, identify opportunities, and avoid common financial pitfalls. When you understand the basics of investing, budgeting, and financial planning, you're less likely to fall for get-rich-quick schemes or make costly mistakes. Instead, you can build a solid foundation for long-term wealth and security. This knowledge, he argued, is more valuable than any job security or paycheck. While a job can provide temporary stability, financial education gives you the tools to create lasting wealth and independence. By investing in your own financial literacy, you're investing in your future, and that's the real secret weapon to building wealth that lasts a lifetime. Rich Dad introduced a simple yet powerful concept: the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket, while liabilities take money out. He emphasized that true wealth comes from acquiring assets that generate passive income. He explained that most people focus on earning more money or income, but fail to build assets that generate wealth. They often acquire liabilities like expensive cars and houses that drain their income instead of building assets like businesses or investments that generate passive income. Rich Dad's philosophy revolved around making money work for you, not the other way around. He believed in building multiple streams of passive income which, allowed him to have more time and freedom. He taught me about various investment vehicles, including real estate, stocks, and businesses that could generate passive income. And he really stressed the importance of leveraging both time and money to create a system where your money works harder than you do. So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just about theory. It actually offers practical advice that's, applicable to anyone. Kiyosaki encourages readers to start small and gradually build their financial knowledge and assets. He suggests starting with simple steps like tracking your expenses, creating a budget, and saving a portion of your income. He also emphasizes the importance of investing early and consistently, even if it's just a small amount. The book also addresses the psychological barriers to financial success. Rich Dad believed that fear and self-doubt often hold people back from pursuing financial freedom. He encouraged me to embrace an entrepreneurial mindset, be willing to take calculated risks, and learn from failures. He stressed that financial freedom requires stepping outside your comfort zone and challenging the status quo. Kiyosaki emphasizes that financial education is an ongoing journey, not a destination. He encourages readers to continuously learn and adapt to the ever-changing financial landscape. He recommends reading books, attending seminars, and seeking mentors to expand your financial knowledge and refine your investment strategies. He believes that continuous learning is essential for staying ahead of the curve and achieving long-term financial success. Rich Dad. Poor Dad is a call to action, urging readers to take control of their financial future. It challenges conventional wisdom about money and encourages a proactive approach to building wealth. Remember, financial freedom is a journey, not a race. Start by educating yourself, changing your mindset, and taking small, consistent steps towards your goals. The power to create a brighter financial future lies within you. Start today.